Is that a nod?
You said you were ready.
I am ready. Hello, my name's James. I'm a portrait photographer from Portsmouth in the UK. You've probably not heard of me, and I welcome you to this, my studio, and I welcome you to our model, Aleah. Say hi, Aleah.
Hello.
Look at her sparkly top. She's back in the studio. This is a shoot where we're going to show you how to build a set on a budget. The budget for this shoot was £4.50, which is how much it cost for these sheets of plastic. And what we've done is we've draped them across some C-stands. If you don't have C-stands in your studio, you can do what I used to do, which is sticky tape them to walls with sellotape. So that does increase your budget by about 50p for a roll of sticky tape. Bad sticky tape is a false economy. Do spend a bit more on sticky tape. When I'm in studio, I use big Gorilla Tape for all of the things that I like to stick down, and I always carry a big roll of Gorilla Tape in my bag. It's very, very useful. But what we want to do today is we want to build up a set using gels. We're going to understand the basics and the fundamentals of gel photography, which basically means colored lighting. And for this one, we're going to drape, or we have draped, these plastic sheets in our studio to create a different look to the picture, like an ethereal look, something a bit modern, something a bit different, and something a bit clubby as well. We're going to see what looks we can achieve with this set. We're going to use a 2-light setup today. Don't worry that we're using big studio strobe packs. You can use speed lights with this one. Put gels over the top of speed lights and get a similar sort of effect. You can even use LED lights if you've got those as well. On higher ISOs, you'll still achieve the same effect. But I'm using strobes. We've got 2 Elinchrom 3s here today, and we've kept the modifiers nice and simple. We've just used these reflector caps, which is going to give us a hard light source because they're quite small, but they're also got no diffusion on the front, no covering, no bounce, no anything like that. Everything that's going to come out of it is going to come out quite streamlined, quite harsh, which is going to give us harsh shadows, which is cool for giving us a slightly modern, very shadowy, very dynamic look to a portrait. This front one here, as you can see, has been given an orange gel. The way I attach my gels in studio is quite crudely, as you can see here. As I alluded to earlier, I use good quality tape and I just tape the gels to the light here. And this is just, the first orange gel I put on was quite transparent. I just put a second orange gel just to increase the density. So I've got maximum amount of hue coming through the saturation point of that color there. Come to the back of the studio here, we have another Elinchrom 3 here. Same get up again, but we got the blue on there now. So when we're working with colors, we need to work out what color theory we're using, whether we're using a triadic color scheme, whether we're using a complementary color scheme, or whether we're using an analogous color scheme, or all of the other color schemes in between. And essentially that color scheme is going to enhance the mood and the feel of your portrait. Generally, your blues and your purples and your greens are going to give much more cooler colors and much more cooler trends. Your reds and your oranges and your pinks are going to give slightly more warmer trends. In this instance, we've chosen 2 colors that are at complete opposite ends of the color wheel. So we've chosen a blue for our background light and an orange for our foreground light. So they're going to work in harmony with each other to create a really impactful image that's got high contrast. We've chosen to use the blue background to give the feel of sort of like a nighttime landscape, sort of clubbing, that kind of vibe really. So much more cooler, darker nighttime colors in the background. Then there's orange color in the foreground, really focusing on Aleah here and making her shine, making her look warm, and making her look like the focus of the portrait there, which is what we're trying to do. The camera we're going to be using today is an R6, Canon EOS R6, and I've mounted my 70-200 f2.8 lens on there. And the reason why I've done that is because I want to shoot wide at 2.8. I want to make this look as ethereal as possible. I don't normally do this in studio. I don't normally shoot much beyond f8 really when I'm shooting portraits, but I want to open this aperture up, create a really narrow depth of field, so that when we are shooting these plastic sheets, they don't look like plastic dust sheets that you would use when you're trying to decorate the spare bedroom and you don't want to spend too much on dust sheets. I want them to look like something a little bit different. In fact, I don't really want them to look like anything. I want them to just blend in as part of the image altogether. We're going to start off with Aleah. Come to the back of the room there for me and get herself right in the plastic sheeting there. And we're going to start off just by having essentially 2 background lights here, just to see how the lights affect the portrait, how it affects the material when it's coming through. Because we're shooting at f2.8, that means that my camera is super wide, letting in a lot of light. So again, for this seminar, I'm going to be using a high speed shutter sync. And that means that I'm going to be shooting at 1,000th of a second. So the camera on top here, the transmitter here is going to talk to my lights, and they're going to switch the lights to high-speed shutter sync. They're going to switch my camera body to high-speed shutter sync, and it's going to be able to capture the flash at that speed, which is really exciting. The first picture that we're going to take here, we're going to have a look at here. Nice little pose to the side, and 3, 2, 1, go. And what we can see from that capture here is that we can see Aleah in the background, and we can see these lights working nicely together, nice little shades of orange and red working in there. And where they meet, actually, we've got lovely tones of pink and purple blending in together, which looks really nice. No real highlights in there either. That's working really nicely as well. But what we don't have is any light on Aleah's face. That's okay, because I want it to look kind of like ethereal. I want it to look subtle and a little bit different. But just to get a little bit of light on Aleah's face, what we're going to do is we're just going to move this light round here, just to the side here, so that when Aleah turns her face, this light's going to hit her face and light her up and make her really sing off the backdrop there. Same again, that's perfect, good pose. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, beautiful shot there. So now we've got light on the face, and we've got where this plastic sheet is drawing in front of us here. We've got it coming across the image. I'm just going to draw it even further here. I'm going to use this sandbag down here just to weigh it down. So if I pull it even further here, you'll see there that it starts to come across Aleah. And that's going to blend it into the background even more. There. Same pose again, I'm going to come down a little bit lower, 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful, and where we're shooting at f2.8, those elements of the dust sheets will start going out of focus. Really kick the hip out there for me if we can. That's perfect. 3, chin up just a fraction, 2, and 1, go. Beautiful shot. Nice and simple there. Really making it look like it's light streaming down and across her from there. Now to change this even further, we can take the weight off of here, kick this back, and we'll get Aleah just to come in here for me, just towards the front of the studio. Now if we were to take a shot here, I think we can probably guess what's going to happen. We're going to have a well-lit background, but essentially she's going to be a silhouette in front here. 3, 2, 1, go. There. One big silhouette there. Of Aleah. Luckily she's in great shape, so the silhouette looks good, it looks hench, it's all good stuff. So in order to rectify this, we just need to move our key light again round here to the front. And in this almost Rembrandt position, hopefully we should get a little triangle of light just underneath the face as we look here. But as we've noticed on that one there with that background light, there won't be so much orange on this one, but there will be those nice shades of blue. But that background will be almost blurred out because we're using f2.8 on the high speed shutter sync. We can afford to go really wide with the aperture there. And what that means is that that will look really blurry, really ethereal and really different, and give us an effect that we wouldn't have been able to achieve with a standard backdrop. Let's just have a look at how we look here. Small size step this way there for me if we can. As ever, whenever we move a model, we have to move the light to adjust there. We bring our modeling lamp on there, we can see, there we go, I can start to see where the light's going to fall. Really strong pose there for me if we can, looking straight towards me. I'm coming back as far as I can. In 3, 2, 1, go. And we should see a really strong light in the foreground with these streams of light in the background looking like lasers coming through smoke, which gives us a really different, simple effect. And once again, these sheets, £4 to give us this. 3, 2, 1, go. Now turn your head so you're looking across to the side there for me. 3, 2, 1, go. Eyes back towards me. In 3, 2, 1, go. Love it. And what a simple shot we have there. Almost looking like a stage performer there, ready to make her entrance, as she does within the world of professional wrestling. For the last part of this shoot, I'm going to set you up on a tripod. Come with me here. There we go. I'm going to set you up on a tripod there because I'm going to get an assistant to come down here. I'll straighten you up. You're not very straight. There we go. There we go. So now we've got our assistant in here, and what she's going to do is she's going to start wafting just like this and seeing what we can get, what effects and what shapes we can make with this backdrop, both foreground and background, with Aleah looking strong in the middle of the shot. Let's take a look. Just in there. That's good. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're working on this rule of thirds, where we've got Aleah, there we go, just slightly off to one side. That's great, I love that. Just gonna make slight changes to the lighting, moving this light in nice and close. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my background light so that it's shooting up through the image, and we're just gonna see how much of a shift that gives us in the look on the background by moving that background light. Okay, so now with these two lighting changes, we've just adjusted the main light so it's a bit more powerful and a bit closer to Aleah in the foreground. And we've got a background light that's now shooting from low up. We're gonna see how this looks in the whole picture. 3, 2, 1, go. Waft, and waft, and waft. There, that's good, that's nice. 3, 2, 1, go. Lovely. Same again, go again, go again, go again. I'm just going to come back so I can get a bit more of that in the frame. That's lovely. Yeah, that's better. Good. Do a bit of a turn there for me if we can. That's good. Yeah. And relax. Just going to change that background light, so I just don't like the fact that it's gone super harsh there. So now our background light's going to come from up really high and down into the picture. There we go. Last little bit of wafting here. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. 3, 2, yes. 1, love it. One more. Give us a big waft across her. That's good. One more. Good. Keep going. Chest out. That's good. Well done. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Yeah, look at that. That's really cool. That's really different. Here we go. Aleah's gonna come and have a look at these now. What do you think?
Yay. I look strong.
You look strong. That's the main thing. But just by using these effects, using something that's a little bit different, and just employing a simple lighting strategy. When we're shooting color, it's really easy to get lost in color early on, and you're just like, I just want to use all the gels and all the things, and you've got to remember what colors represent and what colors mean. In terms of like orange, it invigorates feelings of energy and enthusiasm and like new beginnings and new starts and new technologies. Like big tech companies can sometimes use it when they want to announce a new product that's innovative. Blue, much colder, much calmer, much darker, much more nightimey, those sorts of feelings. Water and sea and all that kind of thing. And there's an element that this film, this dust sheet, looks a bit like waves, looks a bit like water coming through. So that's what we're trying to put across there. So the fact that they work on opposite ends of the color wheel works as well. The fact that we've now created an image that has impact just because of the colors that we've used is a really, really exciting proposition. The minute you start messing around and you start looking at it, and it's all well and good to try and experiment, try and work out what's best for you and try and work into your style, but always remember the theory and the cause and effect and why you're doing it and the reason that you're doing it and what effect you're trying to drive. But do experiment and do have fun with it, I think is the thing I'm trying to say. What do they need to do with our channel?
They need to go on there, follow, do everything you need to do. These are the tips you need. If you want to expand and you want to grow, you need to learn these tricks. Education, like and subscribe. Follow us on nofussmus.com. Have a look at all of the tutorials on there. Thanks for watching. All the best.